Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Mr. Trump later said he was talking about your persona, not your appearance. Please feel free to respond what you think about his persona.
Well, we continue now with Factor's post-debate analysis, and joining us from North Carolina, Bernie Goldberg. So how did the moderators do with questions like that?
I thought that Jake Tapper did very well. He kept the trains running on time. I wasn't thrilled with cutting some of the answers off before they were finished, but that's not his fault, Bill, as much as it is the problem of the format. If they only had a minute or only 30 seconds, they should have expanded that in the beginning. As for Hugh Hewitt and Dana Bash, I'll be looking for their pictures on milk cartons in the morning because they're missing in action.
Yeah, they weren't there very much.
I'm not clear on what that was. Yeah,
well, what about the you know, Trump had 17 minutes, close to 18 minutes, and Scott Walker had barely 7, because the questions were all about you. Trump said this, Trump did that, as we pointed out earlier. I didn't think that's really getting us anywhere. Do you?
Now, you know, as I was watching it, it occurred to me that you could only score points, and excuse me for being obvious here, you can only score points when you're on. And when you're not on for a long period of time, your letter grade goes down in my book because it's as if you're not important. So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and it was all about kind of trivial pursuits.
No, but I thought a lot of the questions were good questions.
They would have been good in a format like this. A one-eye, would you do that, you pinhead? But in the people want to know, how are you going to get the economy back on track? What are you going to do with these ISIS savages? They don't want to know you told Rolling Stone that you don't think she's an attractive woman. I just didn't think it was there. Anyway, you have grouped the candidates, the contenders, from A to C, I think. Give me the A first.
That's right. Can I give you the C's first and work up to the big
finish?
Sure,
whatever you want.
Okay. I thought Walker, Huckabee, and Cruz got C's, not because they weren't good, but because I don't think they especially helped themselves. Rand Paul, whatever you think of him, whatever you think of his views, is a very thoughtful guy, and I give him a C+. I gave Carson a B. He delivered what he normally is. I don't think he exceeded expectations. I give Kasich a B also. And I thought Bush, again, whatever you think, if you think he's too moderate, fine, I understand. But he's also a thoughtful guy, and I gave him a B+. And I gave Christie a B+ because he does pop on the screen, and that's important in politics. I gave 2 A's. Marco Rubio, who I thought was really good, and Carly Fiorina, who I thought was really, really good. I think she could soften the persona a little bit. That wouldn't hurt.
Right.
And Trump, I give detention. I give a detention to Trump, and I can't give him a grade until he leaves the principal's office.
But
you know, he says things that says some things that make sense.
I think
he just needs
you
to stop
and Rove and Krauthammer and all of you guys are making an enormous mistake on Trump. Okay? And if I had to grade Trump tonight, I would have given Trump a B. All right? Because he was under so much pressure. CNN wanted to make it all about him. All right? The questions were all about what he did, and that he had to be a reactive rather than proactive. And as you know, in a debate, if you're proactive, you're much more authoritative than if you're reactive. So I would have given him a B. But what he does is that he has now set the agenda. He has set the political agenda in this country. And I think that is an extraordinary achievement that is mocked by people who don't like his politics. And that's what I think you were seeing.
You know what, Bill? If somebody else were in first place on the Republican side, and that person had the personality, and this is not a put down, of somebody like Scott Walker, just a regular, Midwestern, nice, easy personality, he wouldn't get a 10th of the time that Trump is getting on television. And that's one of the reasons he's setting the agenda.
But
because he's getting more time literally than everybody else.
No, Bernie, look, This guy has cojones. I hate to speak Spanish because he doesn't like it. All right? Trump doesn't like speaking Spanish. He's got cojones. And people are so angry.
He's got cojones in his cabeza.
Whatever it may be, Bernie, he's got it. And people are tired of wimpy, dishonest, phony
Look, Bill,
politicians.
there's no question. We all understand the fascination with Donald Trump. But after he takes an incredibly cheap shot at Carly Fiorina, Mr. Brash, Mr. Tough, Mr. I'm not a politician, stands in front of all these millions of people and says, oh, Carly, you're beautiful. I just want everybody to know I think you're beautiful. He isn't even, and excuse the politically incorrect term, he isn't even man enough. He isn't even man
Maybe he
enough to
was
say,
just
yeah,
being
I
nice.
said it, and if you don't like it, you can stick it. He then backs down. You know, like,
Look, did you see what Carly Fiorina did? Did you see the expression on her face? You would have backed down too. All right, she was a woman on a mission
She was
tonight.
great. Let me say one thing very
Real
quickly.
quick.
Not only was she great, but if she had as much time, if all of you people who have the control of the media, all you moguls, gave Carly Fiorina as much time as you've given Donald Trump, she would be in first place with 30% of the vote
She's a contender. There's no doubt about it. Bernie Goldberg, everybody, plenty more ahead as the Factor moves along.